Hello, guys. Hello. Okay, you're welcome to yet another great episode of our bi-weekly webinar. This week, we will be dealing on how to turn your ideas into a profitable business. How to turn your idea into a profitable business. This is a very common phenomenon because of my work as a startup incubator, and I work a lot with coaching and empowering young people. So these are some of the questions that comes to me on a regular basis. So we decided today we're going to be shedding light on dealing with some of these questions so we can help our people on a broader perspective to deal with them. Sorry, I'll just be while we wait for more persons to join us. Feel free. We have the Facebook community that we advocate that you should be a part of. Some of the things you're watching today, most times gets to people on the Facebook community for free. So feel free to join our Facebook community, Enterprise Development Academy. It will be scrolling at the background. To be scrolling at the background, feel free to join that community. It's going to be a great one for you. Some of the things we're sharing, some of the things we're dealing with today, you have the opportunity of learning them firsthand. While this webinar is free for today, the replay is not going to be continuously free, but it will always be available for those within our community. Please, if you are here and you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Anita, can you hear me? Hello, Anita, can you hear me? Let me be sure I'm not talking to myself. I can't hear you. Can you hear me or leave a message for me on the chat box? Okay. So we hit the ground running. How to turn your idea into a profitable business. How to turn your idea into a profitable business. Truth is, every business we see today, every creative adventure we see today, every product, every service that's blessing life and impacting people today started as an idea in the head of one person. But what we're going to be doing today is we'll be looking at strategies for turning those ideas into a profitable business. Some 2 weeks back, we dealt on how to generate a profitable business idea. We want to assume that, I haven't generated this business idea. Or if you go through that session, you're going to see that there are times where you have lots of ideas and the confusion is, how do I choose one? We dealt with all of that in the past webinar, but I haven't chosen that idea. Now, the onus is on you to turn that idea into a business. So that's what we're dealing on today. So to learn more about me, my website is trescaro.com. All my social media handles, my personal social media handles are at Trescaro. Then my company social media handles are at Trescaro Systems. This YouTube page, the link to this YouTube page, the link to my products and all my other services, you can see there, trescaro.com/links. There you have access to our other videos, you have access to our books, you have access to our courses, you have access to a lot of things that we do that can help transform your business. Basically, as a company, what we do is we are into business support services. We support businesses from the scratch, from the idea stage to the market stage. And while you are even on there, we help you to optimize your business in a way that you consistently make profit and be profitable to all stakeholders. That is it about me. Then we're going to hit the ground running. First, what is an idea? What is an idea? We have three definitions of an idea here. Ideas are usually taken as mental representational image of some objects. Any conception existing in the mind as a result of mental understanding, awareness, or activity. A thought, a conception, or a notion. But for the basis of business, we say a business idea is a mental conception of a solution to an envisaged or an experienced problem. A conception of a solution, it means you have a concept of a solution to a problem that you envisage or one that you have experienced. When you have such a conception, you say, I have a business idea. That's exactly what it means to have a business idea. So how then do you turn this idea into a profitable business? That's the onus of what we'll be dealing with all through this session. By reason of what I do, young people come to me on a daily basis. Sir, I have this idea, but I really don't know where to start from. I have this idea. Some say I have a lot of ideas. I don't know which is the best. I will not deal with that today because we dealt with that before. So if you are on our channel, if you are yet to subscribe, please do your best to subscribe. Then go back to that channel where we talked about how to generate profitable business ideas. You're going to be able to answer some of those questions. So what we're dealing with today is with the assumption that you already have an idea. You're working to turn this idea into a business. So how then do you turn this idea into a profitable business? First, you must validate the idea. Because truth is, the fact that you have an idea and you are very passionate about the idea doesn't necessarily mean that the market is passionate about it. And the truth of the matter is, the idea will not succeed because of your passion. Passion is very important. Passion is key to succeeding in business, but it's not just enough. You must be passionate along a tested path that work. So right now we're thinking about how do you validate this idea? The best validation to an idea is a customer. So in validating that idea, first you must develop a concept note that answers this basic question. First, who is your customer? I didn't use the word who are my customer. I said who is your customer? Yes, there will be many. They are in a market, a very large market, but you must know this customer on an individual basis. Who is this average customer? How does he or she thinks? What does this person earn? What lifestyle does this person have? What are the things that determines what this person will buy and what this person will not buy? You must design a concept note concerning that idea that answers these basic questions. What problems are you solving? We spent some time to deal with this in our last webinar. What problems are you solving? Why on earth would somebody go through all of the hurdles to go to Harvard as against just getting his admission into one of the universities in his country? Why do people have to go through what they have to go through? Harvard, particularly, is not selling certificates. Harvard is telling you that when you come to Harvard, you have the privilege of mingling with the elites. You have the opportunity of becoming like the president. So when Harvard is advertising their brand, they're talking about how many number of past presidents of the United States are graduates of Harvard. How many numbers of the top politicians in the US, the top business guys on earth are graduates of Harvard. So they're actually selling you a status symbol that has educational benefits. Why do one have to spend 710,000 naira That's some $2,000 to buy an iPhone 12. iPhone is not selling you telephony. They are selling you a status that has telephony as an added advantage. They make you believe that when you own an iPhone, you belong to a status. So the people who buys iPhone buys it to belong to a status. So that's why you must understand what problem are you solving. Why will somebody who lives in Nigeria spend 100 naira to buy bottled water as against buying the sachet water for 10 naira? I don't know if you've ever taken the pain to take a bottled water, take sachet water, open it, pour it into the bottled water. You see that that exact 10 naira sachet water fills the 100 naira bottled water. Yet, somebody will buy bottled water as against buying sachet water. The person producing bottled water is not solving the problem of taste. He's solving the problem of health. He's solving the problem of status. He's solving the problem of mobility. It's possible that you see people walk around the city with a bottled water in their hand. You see people who come from outside the country from a very high temperate environment. They come here, of course, because of the heat here. They dehydrate so often. They could buy bottled water and go around with it. So somebody will buy bottled water because he thinks that it is more healthy, because it says, oh, it is portable. Even if I have a presentation to make, I could go with my bottled water as opposed to going with my sachet water. Somebody is buying bottled water because it says this fits my status. So what exactly is your problem solving? What exactly is your problem solving? You must have a concept, know that what exactly is your solution, the idea you have, what exact problem is it solving? How does your product solve this problem? How does my product solve this problem exactly? Because truth be told, that problem that you envisaged, that problem that you experienced is already being solved. The people who have these problems are already solving it. They're solving it by one way or the other. You're coming on board with the notion that I can solve it better. So, how exactly am I solving the same problem better than those who are already solving it? That's a question that your concept note must be answering. Then, finally, what are the key features of your products? What differentiates your products from another product? Sometimes we talk about branding, and because of that, people want to position their product with price and say, oh, my product is expensive, it's for the elite, it's for this, it's for that. Good. But while your product positions for that, it must have features that makes it valuable to stay at that level. So what are the key features of your product? So when you say, I have an idea, you must settle down to design a simple concept note. It can be one page, it can be 2 pages. But make sure that concept note answers these basic questions. Who is my customer? Define that customer as in one person. What problems am I solving? Itemize it. Everybody that buys water doesn't buy water for the purpose of just quenching taste. Otherwise, there's no basis for buying a bottled water for 100 naira when you could get it for 10, or you get sachet water for 10 naira. There's no reason why you go eat in a five-star restaurant and spend 20,000 naira when you could eat the same food for less than 1,000 naira somewhere. So people who patronize these high ticket products, they are buying something more than the general. They are buying something more than the mundane, something more than the eyes can see. So you must settle down to answer that question. What exact problem is my product solving? Then how does my product solve this problem different from how it is currently being solved? Because the truth is, you must look at the existing solutions. That's where in building a business plan, we talk about understanding your customers. You must look at the existing solutions, see what your customers' complaints are, see what aspects They are not being satisfied. That's the aspect that gives you a leverage in the market. Then what are the key features of your products? These are very key concepts that your concept note must deal with. Then, having done that, then you raise assumption. You raise assumption. Remember, we're dealing with how to turn your business idea into a profitable business. It is an idea. Now you're working to turn it into a profitable business. First, have an understanding that at this stage, all your opinions are assumptions, are not facts. People come to me and say, I am working on this, I'm working on this, I'm working on this. That is not the perspective to always deal with an idea from. You don't deal with an idea from the perspective of what you want to do or what you're working on. You deal with an idea from the perspective of what is lacking in the market. What is lacking in the market? Raise your assumption, but know that their assumptions are not facts. Read more about what authorities are saying about this exact problem that you're working to solve. Then research about the existing solution to the same problem. Get to know how the existing competitors, existing solutions that are solving the same problems, get to know how they are doing it, get to know what they're not doing right. That stuff, that aspect of dealing with a business that they are not getting right is what gives you access to the market. So having raised your assumption, then you go out to confirm your assumption. Go out to engage with the potential customers. Never build an idea to a complete solution without an engagement with the people who have the problem you're trying to solve. Some of us have made that mistake in the past. I keep giving an example of a particular idea I got, which to me, that idea dropped into my spirit from God. I could say that with the events that happens afterwards. But when it comes to engaging with the customer, I have to tweak it. I have to tweak it. I am still very hopeful that I will implement the exact way it came into my heart. But as I began to engage with customers, I realized that I needed some alterations. That's why I must tell you, never get too emotionally attached to the idea that you will not want to tweak it to meet what customers' demands are. Don't give the market what you have, give the market what the market wants. That's what keeps you in business. That's what keeps you relevant to the market. So go out to engage with the potential customers, interview industry experts. There are people who have been in this industry. Get to talk with them, hear their opinion. Hear their opinion. Like I talked about the fact that I had to tweak that my idea. I tweaked it because in fact, for me, it was an engagement with an investor that made me tweak it. Obviously, maybe I would have been emotionally attached to the way I got it, but because this investor was going to put in money into the idea, he said, if you do it this way, the bottlenecks are much. We can't see progress. But if you're able to tweak it to be able to provide solution to this set of persons, then you have us. Quickly, I had to tweak it. And to be frank, that tweaking that we did to the idea is what is keeping the idea running till date. So as you interview experts, as you begin to engage with experts, you are going to see reasons why you must modify the idea different from the way you had it. Then go ahead and join groups and platforms that your target audience are in. Get their responses is very pertinent. Get their responses as it relates to the questions you are asking because you have your questions at heart, but you must get feedback from the people who really have the problem. So sometimes you may even engage these people and you discover that the idea is not necessary. I shared this some time ago about a very creative young man who built a particular product. You know, if every time that product gets into a competition, I assure you that product must be among the top. But truth is, The guy ended up solving a problem that the people are willing to live with. What was the problem he solved? He built a technology that automates your borehole system. You know, once your tank is low to an extent, the borehole picks on its own, fills your tank. When it gets filled up, the borehole trips off. Why did I conclude that this is a problem that people are willing to live by? Of course, it's one of my protege. He gave me one of these products and he offered to come and install it for me in my house. I have those products in my house till date. I never really saw the need to invite him to come and install it. That is me who got it for free. I got it for free. He was to come and install for me for free. And I don't need to pay to keep it running. But yet, I will not call him to come and install. But that gave me a notion. If somebody who got it for free will not go ahead to install it, are you sure that's something a customer will be willing to pay for? Because such a person have the capacity, the competence to develop that product, he went ahead to build it. He never engaged with the customer because there are problems you are trying to solve. There are problems that your ideas can solve that the people are willing to live with. That's to tell you the problem is not big enough for them to want to exchange money to solve it. So why spend your years building around an idea that solves a problem that the people are willing to cope with? The investment will not be worth it in the long run. That's why sessions like this are important. Some persons will not invest in sessions like this, but they will get to learn these lessons after 3 years of wasted efforts, wasted energy, wasted funds. So it's necessary that you take your business through that process. If you're joining us late, after this, we're going to let the replay remain available for a short time. Do your best to watch it from the beginning. You're going to learn a lot from it. Then, fourth, start with your network of friends. Build a prototype of this solution, the simplest version you can build. But before you begin to do all of this, I will recommend, if you did not watch our last video when we talk about how to generate a profitable idea, I recommend you go back and watch that video, because what we are dealing with now, we handling the fact that we trust that you have already watched that and you have taken your ideas, multiple ideas, plethora of ideas through a funnel that we shared the other time. And now you have come to a conclusion that this is the one I want to invest my life in. Because truth be told, it's not all ideas that are worthy of you investing your time on. So build this prototype, the simplest version, and engage with close people within your network. Let them use and give you feedback. The example I cited about a guy who gave me a particular product is exactly where I am now. I'm sure the feedback, whether in words or action, he got from me would have told him that this product is not solving a very serious problem. As technologically savvy as the guy is, as innovative as that product is, it's not solving a problem that people suffer a lot that they want to pay to solve. So you must interview these categories, you know, interview this category of persons, engage with them, get feedbacks from them. What exactly do they think about your idea? It is very necessary. Then there are characteristics of great interview questions. Never ask people questions when you're interviewing somebody about a particular product, and you ask questions like that requires the person to answer yes or no. You will not get the best from such an interview. So one of the characteristics of a good interview question is that it must be open-ended. It must be a question that allows people to answer by giving detailed explanation. It must be questions that uncover value, that uncovers the pain or motivation why people will do what they want to do. Because if you don't understand the pain points of a customer, you will build a product or a service, you will run with an idea that you're passionate with, that the people are not willing to buy. Like we said when we started, the greatest validation of your idea is the customer. And one great thing we learned in our last conversation is the fact that the customers they speak with their money. Customers speak with their money. Customers are the only set of persons that have the power to fire the MDs. They have the right to fire and hire. How do they do this? They simply take their money somewhere else and invest. So you need these customers to take decisions that support you. So your interview must be geared towards uncovering value, uncovering their pains and their motivation. Your interview question must challenge their previously held assumptions. You know, so we're going to be looking at some tips. That question, why? As you're engaging with a customer, asking about the problems they have, let every question they ask prompt you to ask them why. Why do you use these particular products? You are going through these challenges. What exactly is this problem making you feel? How do you feel each time you experience this? You know, this challenge you're going through, how do you deal with it today? These are questions that will get the person to begin to talk, that will get the person to begin to exchange conversations. How do you ascertain your success? If you say this is a failure, how will you be able to say, oh, I am succeeding? When a customer answers this question, that tells you what to build. You have an idea of trying to solve this customer's problem. Now you are interacting with this customer, you're asking this question like, how do you ascertain success? What exactly does success mean to you? For people like us who are into trainings and empowerment, when I build products and services, I must be able to ascertain what exactly is success to this person. You cannot be building a product or service for Nigerians today that doesn't deal with how they can generate money. A lot has hit us. A lot has hit us. Forget about the fact that the COVID-19 hit the world. We as Nigerians, we're going through peculiar challenges, from corruption, from bad leadership, from bad followership, from bad institutional structure of infrastructure and all of that. So the onus is practically on us to always generate extra funding. So at this point in time, every product, every service you offer, for me as a person, especially for those of us that are in the empowerment sector, in the educational sector, I believe that every product, every service we build must be geared towards helping people earn more money. It is very important. It is very important. I'm not one of those that believe that money is the only yardstick for success. In fact, I will tell you that your success level is determined by the size of your pocket and the level of peace you enjoy. I'm not one of those that believe that, oh, as long as you have money, you're successful. No. If you have money in a way that steals your peace, you are still in trouble. You are still in trouble. So you must be able to understand what exactly does success mean to this person, because this person, you are assuming that this person have a problem. You are building a solution to solve his problem. You must know what success, what solution means to him. You must have a way of finding out that. That's the essence of this interview question. How do you feel about it? That's talking about the current solution they have. Your current solution, how exactly do you feel about it? What's your opinion about the pricing? What are the features of this solution? Do they meet your expectation? Are there better ways you would have wanted this to solve your problem? What's the most frustrating thing about your current solution? What is it that if it were to be better in this solution, what exactly would you have loved to be in the present solution that's not there? These are lacunas that your solution will be correcting. Those are the reasons, those are the justifications for you to remain in business. What would you have loved to do with a product that you cannot do currently with what you have now? These are interview questions that you must either be doing one-on-one or coin in a Google form or in whatever survey form and share amongst people. So as they feel and give you details, it helps you to fine tune what and what to be in your solution, because you're not building your solution for yourself, you are building it for the market. So what the market says matters a lot. So more of that, how would your experience be different if you could do this? This person has just told you this is what I would have loved to be in the present solution that is not there. Now you're asking, how will you feel if you are able to do this? What will be your experience like? What will your experience be like if you are able to solve this? Because you already know, oh, this is a pain point and you are going to work to solve it. So you just want to know, how will this person feel if this problem is eventually solved? If you are able to solve this problem, how much money will you be able to exchange for it? I'm currently building on something, and I put something on my status today. I said, how much will you be willing to pay to a company who will work with you to earn between 2 to 12 million in 2021? And part of the feedbacks I got, somebody said 10%, some are saying specific amounts and all of that. That tells you, if I'm able to build a product or a service that can help an average person who engage with that product earn 2 million to 12 million, these persons will be willing to pay 200,000 to have that product, as long as I'm able to keep my part of the bargain. You see it? If you are able to solve this problem, how much money will you be able to exchange for it? This tells you how much this person value the solution to this problem. I was with a lady yesterday and we were talking about something, and she said, there's this event coming up. I'm thinking of coming there with so and so products to sell. Are you sure people will buy? I said, I can't tell. But she was smart enough. She coined the question. She said, will you buy? I said, to be frank, I will not. Because it's not something that I long for. I said, even if I get it for free, I still will not eat it. But I'm sure my children will like it. So it's a solution she has built. Some persons will run at it, but I will not. You understand? So once you are interviewing people and you get this feedback from a lot, if you interview 100 persons and 85 of them tells you, I will not exchange money to solve this problem, that problem is not worth solving. It's a problem they have, but they are willing to live with it. So why build a product to solve a problem that people are willing to live with? It means the problem is not there enough to them. So questions like, can you give me an example? If there were to be a product that perfectly solves your problem, can you give me an example of what that product should have? What features should be in that product? So you can see that this customer is already helping you to build your product. It's already helping you to fine-tune your idea to get the best out of it. If these were available, will you buy it? Straight. If these features were available in the product, will you buy it? If majority of the persons who responds to it says no, your guess is as good as mine. It may not be worth all of your time and effort. When I advertised this webinar, I said something. I said, what if I tell you that idea you have will fail, except you do these following things? I'm sure if you have engaged this video to this extent, you will know why So many ideas fail even though the idea carriers are very passionate about their ideas. You know, if these features were available in a product, will you buy it? If majority of them says yes, I can assure you you are in the right market with the right products. Where why will you recommend this product to someone else? Let this customer tell you why on earth will he or she be willing to recommend this product to someone else. One of the things I do as a person is that every product, every service I use that is good, I don't need your permission. I share with my friends. I have a particular internet subscription that I use now, not one of the major GSM networks in Nigeria. In fact, a friend of mine told me that this guy should turn you into an affiliate and be paying you. Every of my friends that live within the circle that this internet can be connected are already using this internet because it works well for me. I speak about it. That's what happens when anybody use a product or a service that works well, they just want to tell somebody else. That's why the greatest marketing strategy is to have a product that solves the problem that the people have. So, how important is solving this problem to you? There are people who have problems, but they are not bothered about solving it because it's a problem they can cope with. Yes, they will want to solve it if the solution comes for free. But if the solution is going to cost them some money, they are not interested. So why build a solution around such a problem? Why build a solution around such a problem? When I interview people, I always ask this question. If you were the boss, will you hire somebody with your level of intellect, with your level of experience, with your level of educational background and experience? Anybody that is able to answer that question well will know how best to prepare for a job placement. Because I see people carry CV walking around seeking for jobs to solve their own problem. Because I have a financial need, I think I need a job to solve my problem. But the truth is, the employer is having a big problem and it needs employees who can solve their problem. So if you equip yourself, educate yourself, prepare yourself to solve the employer's problem, you will always be easily hired. I had cause to be in an interview session recently. We needed to hire some persons. A young man sat before us. As we started to interview him, he said, "Sir, can I have your email? Let me send you my profile and my brochure." We said, "Wow, go ahead." Immediately he sent it. We asked him, "Please pack your load and go. You will hear from us." We didn't continue the interview because this guy was exceptional. In fact, the very next day, I went through his CV. I saw his reference. I called. He's a professor in a university. I called and spoke with the professor. Immediately I mentioned his name. The professor laughed. He said, "No. What exactly is he asking to do for you?" I mentioned. He said, "No, the guy is good. The guy is good." See, employers are seeking for solutions to their own problems. That's the same way people are seeking for solutions to their problem. If your product or your service, your idea or your solution solves their problem, they will not only buy you, they will market you. You know, they will not only buy you, they will market you. In fact, we had to tell this guy, pack your load and go because we were in a job fair. He has the opportunity of getting interviewed by us and meeting other employers to also interview him. We told him, "Please take your things and go. We have hired you. Don't meet somebody else," because the guy came with a bundle of solutions to our problem. So if your solution solves a problem that the people are longing to solve, you will not only be bought, you will be marketed by the same people who buy from you. Then Focus on value proposition as opposed to just features. A value proposition is the expected gain that a customer will receive from using your products. A lot of us cannot remember the features. I can tell you 80% of the features of your phone, you don't even use them. So most people will not buy phone on the basis of features. Do you know that a lot of us buy phone on the basis of status? Status. I asked a question earlier on. Why on earth will somebody buy iPhone 12 for 710,000 Nigerian currency? It's not because of calls, SMS or Instagram or Facebook or social media. No, status. In fact, somebody who did that in Nigeria bragged about it on social media as the first person to buy it in Nigeria. That's to tell you, he wasn't buying it for the feature, he was buying it for a totally different value. So, what exact value is your product offering? Is your service offering? Value can be quantitative, such as time saved, additional revenue earned. I've always asked this question: what exactly is Jumia and Konga selling? What exactly is Amazon selling? People quickly start to think about the products and the services they can buy. No, what they are selling is simply convenience. Convenience. E-commerce platforms are selling convenience. That's why they will tell you, place order from your house and you get it delivered to your house. You know, so that is the value. They was going to save your time, and most time they even save you money. Because for the prosperous mind, you understand that time is money. Why will I have to drive to the market, waste all of my energy, and start doing selections when I can do all of these selections over my laptop or my handset? Place order, make payments, and get it delivered to me. Why I spend the time I would have run around to generate values and earn more money? You see it? So, what value are you proposing? What are these people going to get by engaging with your product and services? Then seek for the pain point and not just the liking. You know, some of us, when we say we have an idea, we're talking to people who are basically our friends and family members. And every time you share the idea, they all say, wow, wow. Somebody said they're shouting, wow, wow, like ambulance. You know, they're shouting, wow, I like it, I like it. My friends, that's not what you need. It's not likings you are looking for. You are looking for their pain points. When you get to know what their pain point is and you solve their problem, they will exchange money. The essence of a business is to generate revenue, except you are in a non-for-profit. Even if you are in a non-for-profit, you still need to be able to generate funding to continue running. Even if you have free funding support, people supporting you wants to see that you are progressing. Understand that liking your product is not the same thing as buying it. So even though we say as you interview people within your network, be very keen, listen to responses as you ask those interview questions. They are very key. The responses. That's why we said you must not use close-ended questions that require people to say yes or no. Give them questions that engages them so they can talk further. You are able to learn from what they are saying and what they are not saying. Do not take their responses at face value. Probe deeper. Probe deeper. The person said, this is why, this is what I will do, this is what I will do. Ask questions like why? Why will you do this? If you do this, why will you do this? How does this make you feel? You know, how much will you be willing to exchange for a solution like this? Listen to what they are saying, how they are feeling, and all other forms of communication. If you want to really implement this, the need to do a one-on-one interview becomes very pertinent. Yes, if you have to reach a lot of persons, you're going to do surveys and all of that. But Do your best to talk to some persons one on one, get their feedback, look at their body language. It's very important. Then, having done all of this, the first or the second strategy to turning your idea into a business is to own the idea. I've seen people come to me a lot of time. I have an idea. If you go through our last video, you will find out that the fact that there's an idea in your head doesn't make the idea yours. It's not your idea. There are things you must do to own that idea. Until you do that, you really don't own the idea yet. So let's look at some of those things you need to do to own the idea. I already talked about it. Until you own it, you can't turn it into a business. Until you own it, you can't turn it into a business. First strategy to owning an idea is to execute it. The easiest and most potent way to own an idea is to execute it as fast as possible. I've seen people come to say, I have an idea, and before you know it, the idea is executed by somebody else. I've always said this. You are just one of the favorite children of God. When God gives an idea, God has a purpose in mind. The purpose is to see that humanity gets better. So as he drops the ideas in your heart, he drops it in the heart of his other children. While one of them is playing cool and thinking of reasons why it will not work, trying to watch the wind, trying to watch whether the weather is fit enough for him, the other one stumbles into it and begins to act. He could even fail and come back and modify. The first to execute owns the idea. So do everything we have said from the beginning till we got here, then execute the idea. Haven't validated the idea, patent it. A patent is a form of intellectual property that gives the owner the legal right to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention for a limited period of years in exchange for publishing and establish public disclosure of this invention, according to Wikipedia. If you notice there, I highlighted the word an invention because it's not every idea that can be patented. You can only patent an invention. You can only patent an invention, which means it's something original that you created that has never existed. You can't take an existing idea, modify it, I want to patent it. You cannot. The law doesn't allow you to do that. Trademark it. This is something that everybody should do. You have a business idea, you validated it. In trying to own it, start to execute it, trademark it. For us in Nigeria, the Ministry of Trade and Investment is the government agency responsible for trademarking. Your business name must be trademarked. Your product and services must be trademarked. When you trademark a particular brand name, it means no other person can trade with such a brand name. I've had people build products and services only to get to the point of wanting to trademark it and discover that somebody had trademarked it years ago. The person may not have even pushed it in the market, but when they got the idea, they understand the legal side of things and they went ahead and trademarked it. I've seen friends who have done their branding and done a lot of things only to come back and change their name because the brand name is no longer available. The brand name is no longer available. Copyright it where necessary. Copyright refers to the legal right of the owner of an intellectual property. In simpler terms, copyright is the right to a copy. It means that the original creator of products and anyone they give authorization to are the only ones with the exclusive right to reproduce the work. Copyright works more for creative stuff like authoring a book, artworks, and all of that. Copyright it. These are the legal structures that give you the ability to own something. Then register it with the Corporate Affairs Commission if you are in Nigeria. If you're not in Nigeria, you're watching this from outside Nigeria, there is always an agency of government that gives legal backing to a business. Register your business with them. If it's foods and consumables for us in Nigeria, do your registration with NAFDAC. These are necessary steps that helps you to own the idea. Until you do these things, don't say the idea is mine. The idea is not yours. The person that executes, patent, trademarks, registers, copyright is the owner of the idea. If you have not done this, you dare not say the idea is mine. Then document the idea. This is where a lot of us have issues. Document the idea. I started by talking about a concept notes. That's the smallest version of just pouring what you have in your head on paper. You have a concept of the original idea poured on paper. These are various business documentations that you must have that makes you investor ready. A business plan, a pitch deck, a feasibility studies, a company brochure, a business model canvas. If you spend time to develop this, if you cannot, it's part of what we do. Business documents is part of what we do at Rescaro Systems and Solutions. Remember, I told you at the beginning that what we do is business support services. We support businesses, we support ideas to move from the scratch to the market and begin to make profits. So you need a business plan. A business plan details everything about your business. It is one thing that an interested party will ask for if they must invest in your business. I always advise people do this well ahead of time. Yeah, we charge some money for doing this. And sometimes some persons come to us. I'm talking to an investor, he needs me to send him a business plan in 1 week. That makes our price almost 100% higher than what you would have paid. So if by today you're watching this video, you know you don't have a business plan to that idea, haven't taken your idea through all of these processes, and you are sure that this idea deserves to hit the market, reach out to us. We'll be able to help you do that. And one funny thing is that if you have a business plan, which is the most comprehensive document about your business, if you have a business plan, you can craft out your pitch deck from your business plan. Of course, within your business plan, there's a feasibility study. You can coin out your company brochure from your business plan. Of course, there are other added documents you put to that. Then your business model canvas can be carved out from your business plan. So these are documents you must have as a business owner to say, I own this business. These are engagement tools you need to have to be able to talk with an investor who will invest in your business. Then finally, you must find a way to fund the idea. People always ask me this question, where do I start from? The answer to this is simple. Every idea must be funded by the person who thinks the idea is good enough. Every idea is funded by the person who thinks the idea is good enough. And the very first person that thinks the idea is the best thing on earth is you. But you say, but I don't have the money. There are aspects of the idea that doesn't necessarily require money. Those aspects you must burn your midnight candle to take care of. Like we just talked about business documentation. If you're able to put your business, your ideas in these documents, I can assure you, you can get funding for it while the ideas are still on paper, because you would have done a lot to put it to this stage. Then we've actually taken time to deal with this in the past, how to get capital for your business. You can join our Facebook community page, Enterprise Development Academy, and scroll down to watch the replay. Like I told you when we started, I recommended that you be a part of that community, because some of the webinars we're doing, like this one is free, but it's not going to remain free. After a while, we're going to pull it down but it's going to go to that page where people can always rewatch, because we count those people as people who are members of our community and they deserve to be taken better care of. So join that community, watch the replay. And apart from that, everything we've been sharing since and lots more have been put in the book that we tag Funding Your Business Idea. Just follow the links under drescaro.com/links. When you get there, click books. There you're going to be able to place order for that book and you get it delivered to your email. You buy the soft copy, you have it. This book has over 100 links to business grants that are available all over the world. It means if you buy this book and you get to the section that talks about know where the money is and go after it, you're going to see these links. If you take 1 week to settle down to apply for all of these grants, I can almost assure you that within the space of 6 months, you're going to be able to attract the funding you need, especially if you do all of the things preceding that session. It's a highly recommended book that will wipe the tears off your eyes. People complain a lot about the fact that they have lofty ideas, but they don't know where to fund it. If there's anything I can pride myself to be good at doing when it comes to the various strata of business is helping to get funding for business. It's something I have done for myself over and over. You heard me talking to you just now about how an investor helped us to tweak our particular idea, and they funded it. That idea in itself has attracted over 2 million naira. And we have other businesses that we've started from the scratch using free funding. This is particularly what we do. Well, thank you for spending this time with us. We've been here for close to 1 hour. It's been an amazing time. Thank you, and I hope that you've gotten value from this. Do your best to subscribe to our channel. Many more of these will be coming in the following weeks and all that. So share this thought with others. Let them be able to watch it for the few period it's going to be available as a free webinar. It's going to be out after a short while. The webinar is going to be taken down. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We're certain that you got value. Okay, somebody is asking if they can see the previous slide. Okay. Like I said earlier on, if you join a bit late, all you need to do is just take some time to watch it backward. But another thing we can do for you, if you are yet to register for this, still go ahead with the link we shared, register for it. We're going to turn all of this into an ebook, and for all of those already within our email listing, you're going to get this book for free. That ebook is going to be selling for some amount, but for now, for those of you who register, you're going to get that ebook for free within a period of time. After that, we're going to monetize them. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of this session. We've done 58 minutes and some seconds. I think it'd be good to wrap it up in 1 hour. Thank you for spending this time. Share this with your friends. Get your family members to watch it. If there are people that need to be able to funnel their ideas through some of these things that we have shared, get them to do that, so they will not have wasted their years pursuing an idea before they get to learn some of these things. Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you for spending this time with us. Share this with your friends, and I hope you got value for this. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.